ball, and it's to the fence.
Oh, and a goal.
Walking in front of him, he's inside the 10.
Oh, blocked from behind.
Cut off the glass, but no problem at all.
Tip, one for the cradle.
He got locked up.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back on it.
Deep ball.
That couldn't corral the
He's
ball.
fly to right field against the wind. It's out of here.
Buries it. We're tied at 19.
From the University of Dayton Arena, ICRC-TV Sports is pleased to present a special edition of High School Hoops. Tonight, it's the Division III Dayton II District Finals. The North College Hill Trojans face the Tip City Bethel Bees. Hello everyone, I'm Glenn Olson, joined by my broadcast partner David Olson. And David, North College Hill, one of our ICRC communities, brings a 20-game winning streak into this district final game.
Thanks, Glenn. Yeah, the North College Hill Trojans, as you just said, a 20-game winning streak coming into the district final. That's huge. They finished the season 21-2 overall and 14-2 in the Miami Valley Conference Scarlet. They lost back-to-back games earlier in the year to Summit Country Day and to CHCA December 5th and December 8th. But in the rematch, they won those respective games on February 2nd and on January 30th. The average score of the game for the Trojans is 71-45. That's a great number for the Trojans coming into tonight's game. And their average margin of victory is 25.7 points.
There's averages, of course, all in the games that they have won. This Bethel Bees team is not a bad basketball team overall. They come in at 17-5 and won their league this year, the Cross County Conference up in the Dayton area.
Yeah, as you just said, 17-5 overall, 12-0 in their conference respectively. Lost to Fairmont, Fort Lourmain, Oakwood, Northmont, Troy Christian. Their head coach, Coach Kopp, was on the state title team in 2000 and 2001, and he's been at the helm since 2015.
Of course, the North College Hill Trojans are coached by Shannon Miner. Played some high school ball at Coleraine as well as at North College Hill, and went on to star at Northern Kentucky University. He was inducted into the Greater Cincinnati Basketball Hall of Fame back in 2012. He was a member of the NKU regional champion and national runner-up team in Division II in 1996, and they repeated as region champions in 1997. So a lot of good basketball experience on both benches, but now it's all about the players as we're just about set for tip from UD Arena, and we're underway. The opening tip will be controlled by the Bethel Bees. Tyler Anderson will control things from the point guard position as Bethel begins their offense. Nice drive into the paint, kick back out. Three-pointer's going to go up from the left side. It will not fall for number 14, Corey Hamlin. Hamlin ends up back with the ball again. He's going to hand it off to Ryan Rose. Three-pointer on the way, coming up from the right side, will not fall through. Kendall James.
That was great ball movement there by the Bees, Glenn. I'm excited to see what North College Hill, how they're going to respond here on offense.
There you see Lorenzo Sparks handling thing. He has been the driver. He's made this North College Hill team go all year. There's a deep three, in and out. Will not fall through the cylinder for Darius Barker. So we're battle of the three so far. Nobody seems to make one. We are still scoreless the first minute into this game. Sparks drives through the paint and has it tipped away.
Bethel did a great job on the first possession of moving the ball around the perimeter, and it looked great. North College Hill, they want to run the court. They want to play their type of game, and there's an open shot and another miss.
Yeah, way too easy of an inbound, but it will not fall down. North College Hill comes up with a loose ball, though. Drive into the paint, and Charles Swain is stripped as the ball goes out of bounds, so North College Hill will have it underneath their own basket again. 6:49 to go in the opening quarter. Should be a pretty good game. Bethel comes in the number 2 seed, North College Hill the 3. Shot will not fall. Nice rebound underneath for the Bees by Alex Van Haren. We'll be talking about his name a lot tonight. He was first in the Cross County Conference, just under 11 boards a game. First points of the night will go to Van Haren.
Great action there by Van Haren. He's got a height advantage and just a finger roll up and in.
See what North College Hill does to try to counter that height advantage. There's a nice drive through the paint by Tyree Robinson. lays it off of his fingers. We're all tied at 2. Bees back down quickly. Going to kick it out to the left side. Three-pointer again will not fall for Ryan Rose. North College Hill brings it down quickly. Sparks is going to dish it off. Three-pointer from the right side. Will not go for Tyler Anderson. It's rebounded underneath by Kendall James.
North College Hill hasn't done a great job of crashing the offensive glass, where Bethel, they're with the height advantage, they want the offensive boards, and they're just rebounding in general very much better.
Pull-up jumper won't go for James. There's a strip, though. James up and off the glass, good for 2. So the Bees taking advantage of a couple of North College Hill mistakes early, as well as poor shooting by the Trojans. They're out in front 4-2, 5:23 to go. Another three-pointer is going to go up from the outside, but this one will fall through for Tyler Anderson. Trojans go out in front 5-4.
Great action by Anderson to come off that screen and hit the shot. Now let's see if the Trojans can lock up and get a stop here.
See what the Bees do to answer. As they get their offense going around the perimeter, there's going to be a wide open 3 from just to the left of the top of the key. Great follow by Van Haren underneath. He's got 4 of the 6 so far for Bethel under the 450 mark in the opening quarter.
The Trojans got to get a body on him, Glenn. He's in the middle of the paint. He's standing at 6'6", 6'7". They got to get him low and get him out if they're going to want to be competitive in this game in the paint.
You would think that would be the Trojans' advantage tonight, being the more physical team. We'll see how that plays out as the game goes on. Drive into the paint, will not fall. Rebounded underneath by Sparks. Can't hang on to it. It's stripped away. It's going to stay with the Trojans. Substitution on the way now. Jonas Dunham checks in for Tyree Robinson.
I feel like North College Hill is settling for good shots when they can be getting great shots. They have to be more patient here on offense and get a good bucket here, Glenn.
North College Hill likes to shoot the 3, but they seem to be relying on it a ton early on here, to your point, David. Approaching the 4-10 mark, 6-5, still in favor of the Bethel Bees. North College Hill just can't seem to get a whole lot going in the paint. Maybe that's why Dunham came in. He can't get his shot to fall. It's rebounded by Bethel. We'll bring it back down for another offensive possession. Free shot just inside 3 points. Falls for Ryan Rose. He gets his first 2 points of the night. It's 8-5 Bees. North College Hill needing to answer here. Try to gain some offensive momentum. Trying to pick apart holes in this defense, and a carry is going to be called on Tyler Anderson. Tyree Robinson checks back in for Dunham, and another substitution on the way. Caden Warner is going to check in for the Trojans.
You won't see that carry call late in the regular season, Glenn. They know that's about all conference play, but here in the tournament, the refs are told to call every little thing, so even a carry is going to be a huge call, and they got to watch that.
You'd think it'd be just the opposite, right?
Right.
Get into the tournament and get ticky-tack. They let them play a little bit, but voice of experience.
Free ball. Oh, charge.
A charge is called. North College Hill will take advantage of that turnover via the foul. The foul is going to be called on Kendall James. That's his first, and miraculously the first of the game.
Great movement there by North College Hill to get over, plant the feet, and draw the charge. They, as you said, Glenn, they've got to take advantage of this offensive possession and get it back within at least 1 or 2.
Lorenzo Sparks controls things, passes the ball off. North College Hill finally gets a three-pointer to go for Darius Barker. Finally gets his to fall through. All tied up at 8, 2:52. Ryan Rose is dangerous, but he passes it off. 3-ball won't fall. The tip-in doesn't work. Three-pointer was taken by Jacob Evans. Rebounded by the Trojans. They get the ball quickly down to their offensive half court. Deep 3, well off the mark. Easily rebounded underneath by Van Haren.
Just a quick shot there by North College Hill, Glenn. I feel like they could have settled and gotten a better shot out of that. But as you said, they like to shoot the 3, so they're going to keep throwing it up all night.
Well, North College Hill scratching the boards. They're just not boxing out. Made that rebounding edge a little tough to come by. So the Bees content to pass it around on the perimeter, looking for something underneath. They were trying to feed Van Haren that time, but it was broken up wisely by the Trojans and tipped out of bounds. It'll be Bees ball in front of the Trojans bench down in their own offensive half court. Officials for tonight's game, Kevin Larson, Matt Velta, and Kevin Burkoffer. All three very experienced officials. We get into the district final game. Van Haren shot won't go. He gets his own follow, and that one will. 6 points in the game for Van Haren now. 10-8, under 150. Bethel leads. See if North College Hill likes to be a little more patient this time, and it looks like they will be. They're going to put a little more motion in their offense. Sparks calling out the directions from near the timeline at midcourt. Now they'll get things going. Sparks was looking for an opening on that right side. Good ball control. Gets it over to Barker. Barker finds a lane in. Now he's looking to get rid of it. I believe that's going to be called on Jacob Evans of Bethel. Indeed it is. Mr. Jacob Evans picks up his first foul of the game. Just the second of the game. Both of them on Bethel. North College Hill ball underneath their own basket. They inbound it to Sparks successfully. Sparks in the lane is fouled and count the basket.
It's kind of a prayer of a shot. Glenn, it didn't look great. His feet weren't set, and they weren't under him, but Sparks did a great job of finishing. Let's see if he can finish the end one, and the Trojans will go back on defense and lock up.
I believe they called that one on Van Haren underneath. So Sparks will go to the free throw line, try to finish that three-point play. And he does. So Sparks finally finds the scoreboard and the free throw line. Tyler Anderson back in the game, along with Charles Swain for North College Hill. Bethel ball underneath the North College Hill basket. North College Hill is going to show full court pressure. Bethel able to break it and get it across the timeline at this point. Quick ball movement out on the perimeter. They feed it inside to Van Haren. Nice spin move, but he is denied hard, and that's going to be a foul underneath on Tyree Robinson on that rejection. That will send Van Haren to the free throw. I'm going to take a look at the replay.
And great job of Van Haren by sealing, and Robinson just came up out of nowhere, and he obviously got some forearm with the size disadvantage. That's going to get called every time, Glenn.
Ben Lawson and Nick Schmidt check into the game. Caden Warner for North College Hill, the first two subs, of course, for the Bethel Bees. All tied at 11. Van Haren at the free throw line. Good. 12-11. Quick substitutions again. Charles Swain back into the game for North College Hill. Coach Shannon Miner making good use of a deep bench. Under a minute to go now, approaching the 50-second mark. North College Hill is going to play for the last shot. Of course, no shot clock in the high school game. Sparks not happy with the hold and stall.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious. Glenn just looked over our way, and just you could see the frustration.
Approaching 30 seconds now. Tyler Anderson just holding the ball for the Trojans. Across the timeline out near the D of the University Dayton logo. Field goal percentage pretty even in the game so far. 36% for North College Hill, 38% for the Bethel Bees. Free throw percentage, 100 for both teams. North College Hill now does get the offense going under 10 seconds. Sparks pulls up from 15 feet, it's no good. Rebounded underneath. Bees have a shot. Desperation heave will go up and off the iron and no good. So at the end of the first quarter, it's Bethel 12, North College Hill 11. David, what adjustments are you anticipating seeing here in the second quarter?
I think North College Hill definitely have to be more physical in the paint with Van Haren. He's going to be a force all night with him having a size advantage. They've got to stop him. Now on the offensive side, they've got to be more patient. They've got to take better shots. For Bethel, they're doing a great job working the ball. The ball movement is great. It's just more about getting stops and stopping those easy buckets.
Well, looks like we're on our way to a decent enough scoring game if the trend holds. 23 combined points in the first quarter and lots of three-point attempts going up. At this point, Bethel has yet to make a three-point shot. North College Hill has made 40% of theirs. Both teams are perfect from the free throw line. Rebounding edge goes to Bethel, 10-6.
I think that North College Hill definitely has to adjust on that. I think a lot of Bethel's rebounds have been on the offensive side from Van Haren. They got to drive him out of the paint. That's why, I mean, you just got to push him out and get yourself a board.
North College Hill gets the first crack on offense in the second quarter thanks to alternating possession. Dribbling around the circle, Tyler Anderson is trying to pass it back to his teammate, and it's off of the fingertips and out of bounds of Darius Barker. So that's a turnover. North College Hill not able to capitalize on that first possession.
It's a silly mistake there, Glenn, and North College Hill definitely didn't want to start off the quarter that way, so they need to definitely get a stop here. Three ball.
Really got to like the way Kendall James sets the tone for that offense for the Bethel Bees. The three-pointer doesn't fall. Sparks quickly down, and he's rejected in the lane by Van Haren. For North College Hill, we've said it 5 times already. We'll make it 6. They've got to get a body on Van Haren and get him out of that lane.
I would have liked to have seen a jump stop there from Sparks, Glenn, and get Van Haren in the air with a shot fake because he's going to try and swat everything, having that height advantage. Get a jump stop that low, get Van Haren in the air, and try to get him in some foul trouble.
Well, and as we talked about, this Bethel team is a very good basketball team. They were perfect in their league this year. Shot from just beyond 15 feet falls through for Tyree Robinson. So they're obviously, when you get to the district finals, you're not playing bad teams, and Bethel looks to be every bit what their statistics on paper indicate they are. And that height advantage certainly helps.
A lot of picks and screens from Van Haren. He's just got to be careful with those elbows. This crew, most crews this year have not been as lenient about those.
Wow. Kendall James with an aggressive drive and just couldn't get the roll. North College Hill down quickly, though, with the answer. The three won't go for Anderson. But right back in the hand of Kendall James. Bounce pass in the lane. It won't fall through for Corey Hamlin, excuse me. So North College Hill back down quickly on offense. What transition, right?
Yeah, right.
Just back down quickly for both teams. Of course, a college length floor here, but both teams having no issue with that at this point in the game. Barker very nearly let that one get by him. He was able to track it down before he got to midcourt, hands it off to Sparks. Sparks will hand it off to Swain. And the offensive rotation begins. It's back in the hands of Barker. Barker looking for a lane. He's going to go up against Van Haren. Pass across the lane to the other side, though. Tyree Robinson just couldn't get a handle on it. And the defense just continues for Bethel, and it continues to give North College Hill fits.
Shot fake, Glenn. There's the first three from Bethel on the timeout.
Yeah, Ryan Rose, 5 points in the game now, and it's 15-13 in favor of Bethel. 30-second timeout is taking their first timeout of the game. 5:34 remaining in the second. So when you're in the huddle, what do you tell your team about being more physical with those big men in the lane?
They have to initiate the contact, Glenn. If I've learned anything, it's you have to, when you want the ball in the post, you have to initiate it. We call it a headhunter mentality. So you got to go out, get your body into him, and get him out of the paint. Let your crashers get the boards. You've got 2 crashers, and you've got a halfback and a fullback. So you got to get those crashers in. Get the biggest guy out of the paint and give yourself a rebound, and then slow down and work your offense and run it the way it's supposed to be ran.
North College Hill's road to this game, they beat Blanchester back on February 28th, 67-46, and then conference rival Cincinnati Country Day on March 3rd, 68-57. Go over Bethel's path in just a few moments. Meanwhile, North College Hill back on offense. Anderson Barker, the deep three, and that one finds nothing but nylon. That's his second three in the game. 16-15 in favor of the Trojans, approaching the 5-minute mark of the second quarter.
Coach of the Bethel Bees just called a quick hitter. It's a shirt pull, so we'll see if they're going to try to isolate someone and get an easy bucket here.
Step back three won't go for Ryan Rose. There's a quick feed down for North College Hill, but Van Haren's there to deflect it again, looking for Tyler Anderson. Kendall James from the right side. Three will not go. Struggle for control underneath, and a foul is called. Boy, a very, very fast-paced sequence there. And that's going to be on Alex Van Haren. That's his second foul of the game, David. Or his first, excuse me.
That's a big block, Glenn, and he's not a quick body, but he's so lengthy. He can get down this 94-foot court with ease. And as we saw there, he probably jumped from the A10 logo and just got a good swat. So we'll see how North College Hill responds.
5 fouls in the game now for Bethel. Just one, for North College Hill. North College Hill back on offense. Kick back out, three-pointer, fakes, drive in, up and off the glass, won't go. Follow is there, though, for Darius Barker. He's got 8 points in the game.
Great shot fake there by Robinson. That's what you want. Van Haren's going to try and block everything. You get him out of the paint's wide open, and you got to capitalize.
Van Haren in a little bit of trouble. He's going to kick it back up top for Bethel to reset their offense. They were looking to get it to Hamlin underneath. North College Hill comes up with the ball quickly down on offense. Pull-up jumper just inside the three-point line is no good for Lorenzo Sparks. There's Kendall James quickly back down for Bethel. He kicks it out, wide open three. No good for Rose. North College Hill comes up with the rebound. They're back down on offense quickly. Under 3:30 to go now. Going to get it to Sparks up top and reset the offense. Sparks going to survey situation and see what the Bethel defense is giving them. The Trojans offense begins anew. Warner from way downtown, and it falls through. His first points of the game. North College Hill, all of a sudden, it's raining threes. Five threes in the game so far.
They like those deep threes, Glenn, and as a coach, that's absolutely insane. You don't want to be taking those that early in the game, but if they're making them, keep letting them shoot them until Bethel makes the adjustment.
It's actually 4 threes. James from the corner. Boy, he just can't find his shot. If he gets hot, look out, because he's been getting good looks tonight. They just haven't fallen for him at this point. Wide open three for North College Hill. Falls through again for Barker. His third three-pointer of the game, and that actually is the 5th three-pointer of the game. Timeout is taken by Bethel, and it's going to be a full timeout. Coach Brett Kopp wants to talk things over after North College Hill has begun to pull away. It's 24-15.
You know, Glenn, if I'm Coach Kopp, I'm not too worried. We're not at halftime yet. You know, they've got to start running these guys off the line. They're hitting deep threes. You got to run at them, get a hand in their face, and try and distract their shot as much as possible. That's a good timeout call by Coach Kopp. Try to just slow down, get your players regrouped. His bench isn't very deep. He's only had about 1 or 2 subs. That could be a factor with Van Haren. Van Haren looks gassed out there when we've got 2:35 left here in the half. I'd like to see the Bethel Bees be more aggressive on defense on these three-point shots, and then on offense work Van Haren in the paint.
Talk about some of the notable players for Bethel. Ryan Rose is a senior. He was second in the cross-county conference, just over 21 points a game and 9th at assist with 3. Kendall James, who we've talked about a couple times, is 12th in the cross-county conference, averaged just under 13 points a game with 6th, 3.6 assists. Van Haren, of course, first, 10.8 rebounds a game in the cross-county conference up in the Dayton area. So we're back after the full timeout, 24-15. North College Hill is pulled away after a bunch of Bethel shots wouldn't fall. And now we have a foul called on North College Hill's Caden Warner. That's his first, just the team's second. So as aggressive and physical as North College Hill has been, they've played clean. Only 2 fouls at this point in the game.
That was a good call, Glenn. You know, he got a handful of arm. I liked Van Haren sealing. He's got to ask for the lob a little bit more with that height advantage. Make North College Hill try to go up and get that ball, because put it where they ain't, Glenn. You know, with him, he can seal right there, turn around and get an easy bucket.
Well, the Bees need Ryan Rose to get going. As I just mentioned a moment ago, he's averaging just over 21 points a game. He's limited to 5 right now. There's a breakaway for North College Hill. Nice awareness for Darius Barker, looking behind him to make sure he could get that shot off. able to keep his concentration toward the rim. Trojans run their lead up to 11. Kendall James is set to check back in for the Bees at the next dead ball. It's Nick Schmidt wearing jersey number 1 for the Bees. Nice handoff over to Rose. Rose drives in, underhanded shot. Circus shot falls through. 7 points in the game now for Rose.
Bethel needs a big stop here, Glenn. Van Haren's got to be active. He can't let any back doors or any open threes. He's got to stay on his feet. Don't get caught in the air and draw a foul as they get a steal here. Bethel needs a bucket.
Kendall James is yet to check back in, and Coach Kopp not going to burn a timeout to do so. And that's going to be a turnover. Jacob Evans just couldn't keep his hands on it. Evans didn't agree with the call and talked it out with Kevin Burkhoff for a little bit, but obviously Burkhoff was wearing the stripes, and it's his way or the highway. So North College Hill.
They're not always right, but they're never wrong.
There you go. North College Hill back with the ball in their own offensive half court after that turnover. A little more aggressive defense being displayed by Bethel. Lots of hands to the bodies. Caden Warner's going to hang on to it out there on that left wing. North College Hill again with possession late in the quarters, playing for that last possession. Under 25 seconds now. They're content to hang out there at about 25 feet. Again to pass the ball around. Barker has it now. Gets a screen set by Sparks to buy himself a little bit of room out here right in front of our broadcast position at the PNC logo. Under 10 seconds now. It's go time for North College Hill. Sparks with the ball. No look pass. Over to Barker. Barker deep three and no foul at the end of the second quarter. It's North College Hill 26, Bethel 17. So a very nice quarter that time. North College Hill won that quarter 16-5.
That's huge, Glenn. Being a district final, you can't be held to 5 points. You've got to be more aggressive here. You got to attack the hoop. I'm expecting Bethel to come out at halftime and make these adjustments. They're going to know how to defend the three. They're going to work Van Haren more. I think he's going to be the key to victory with Rose not shooting very well and James not shooting well either. This is a very old. It's not a very young team, but they're mixed, some seniors and juniors. I think Bethel will make a great adjustment.
Okay. Well, it shall be interesting to review the stat sheet. Field goal percentage, 42% for North College Hill, 32% for Bethel. Three-pointers, 56% for North College Hill, just 8. And that's probably the difference in the game at this point. Both teams 100% from the free throw line. While the teams take a break, we will take a break also. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment. Welcome back to this special edition of ICRC-TV Sports High School Hoops. It's a Division III Dayton 2 District Final. North College Hill Trojans and the Bethel Bees. Glenn Olson and David Olson with you. David, one of the numbers that jumps out to me at the halftime stats, we were fortunate enough to get here. Bethel just 1 of 12 from three-point land in the first half. North College Hill 5 of 9 though, and that run in the second quarter was fueled by a surge in three-pointers.
Yeah, Glenn, 8.3%. It's not great to shoot. I don't expect Bethel to come out firing them up. I don't think it's panic mode time for them yet. But I think Bethel needs to work the ball a little bit more, not rely on the three as much. Get it to Van Haren. He's going to be a force. I'd like to see some inside outs, get the ball inside, get everyone to collapse, and then kick it back out for an open look. So we'll see how the Bees adjusted here at halftime.
Well, you know things are different when you get into the tournament, but Bethel led the cross-county conference this year in scoring, averaging 67.3 a game. They're well off of that mark, but they get the first possession as the second half of this district final is underway. Bethel now right in front of their own bench on offense for this half. James' shot will not go, but guess who's there for the follow? Alex Van Haren, who's the leading scorer for Bethel. He had 8 points in the first half. Tack on 2 more, give him 10.
He's going to need to be a force, and they gotta just get defensive stops, Glenn. They can't let North College Hill get easy buckets.
North College Hill, as we mentioned, won that second quarter pretty easily, and they come out firing right off the bat. Tyree Robinson fires up a three. He's got 7 points, or he has 7 points in the game, leads up to 10, 29-19.
Van Haren was very lackadaisical on closing him out as he just fumbles the ball, but he didn't do a good job down there on defense and was struggling here on offense.
He was stripped underneath. Jacob Evans came up with it. And the follow there by Ryan Rose. Rose starting to get going now. He has 9 points in the game, just about halfway to his season average in scoring. North College Hill. Couple cutters running across the lane. They kick it up top though, and it falls through for Tyree Robinson.
Again, Van Haren not closing out, trying to put a hand in his face. He's long enough to do that essentially, but not tonight with the way Tyree Robinson's shooting.
Rose passes it off to James. James over on the left side is going to kick it back over. Three-pointer won't go, but a good follow underneath by James. It's only 4 points in the game for James thus far. They needed his scoring engine to start to heat up a little bit. Almost some confusion there. Charles Swain was ready to pass that ball away, but nobody was looking, and we have a whistle down underneath. It's going to be an elbow call on Hamlin. It's his second foul, team's first of the half. Trojans ball underneath their own basket. Sparks with the spin, has it swatted away by Van Haren. Again, talked about that. Have to find a way to get Van Haren out of that lane. If he's within arm's reach, pretty good chance he's going to swat it away. And a travel.
Shot fakes, Glenn, and Bethel really needed that. They needed that turnover, so they got to capitalize here on offense. They don't need to throw up a three. If Rose has an open one and he's confident, I'd take it. But Van Haren wants the ball. You got to feed him. He's got to be more aggressive down in the post and seal Robinson.
Three-pointer will not fall for Jacob Evans. North College Hill back down quickly, going coast to coast with the kiss off the glass. It's Tyler Anderson, 5 points in the game now. Kendall James brings it back down quickly for the Bees. James spotted a lane, passes it off to Evans. Three-pointer is going to go up from the left side and will not fall for Hamlin. Rebounded underneath by Anderson. He's going to try to go coast to coast again, and they're going to hit him with the charge. That'll be his first foul, team's first of the half. So he got tangled up down underneath, trying to drive to the basket.
And the attack, it was an aggressive attack. They just did a great job of sliding over. He might have been a little unset, but, you know, the refs were never wrong. It's a charge, and Bethel has to capitalize. Van Haren's got to be way more aggressive.
It's 33-23. North College Hill up by 10. Our score bug is off by just a point. 10-point lead for the Trojans, and there's a turnover. Evans was trying to pass it across court, and nobody was home to receive the pass. So North College Hill get an easy possession out of the turnover.
Can't have errant passes like that with the way that the first half went for the Bees.
No, every possession counts. So they knock this score down a little bit closer. Off balance shot won't go for Robinson. Tie up underneath. Somehow the Bees come away with it. They'll slow it down just a little bit before Rose ends up with the ball. Rose underneath gets 2 more points. 11 points now. Bethel's 25. The deficit is down to 8.
North College Hill is going to try to block everything. Great shot fake there by Rose to get the finish. Need another defensive stop. Van Haren's just gassed, but he's got to find some energy somewhere and play defense.
Barker, the nice pass underneath to Sparks. Sparks 5 points now in the game. 2 field goals and a free throw. Lead back up to 10. Driving a dish off James from the left side. His first 3-pointer of the game. He has 7 points now. Henderson thought about driving it up a little bit, decides to slow it down, hand it back over to Sparks. Anderson, shot just inside the 3-pointer, falls through for Robinson. Tyree Robinson having a fantastic game tonight so far. 11 points for Robinson. James in traffic, able to kick it back out. Evans thinks better, the 3-pointer. Rose with the ball. He's going to step back, well off the mark, rebounded easily underneath by Robinson. Sparks is going to move the ball quickly down the floor. Nifty move underneath, won't fall. Robinson tried to get a hand on it underneath, not able to do so. Caden Warner checks back in for the Trojans at the dead ball. It'll be Bethel ball underneath North College Hill's basket.
Great drive and a kick where James hit the 3. Van Haren, he's just not done a great job of running the court. I feel like that's been one of the vices for the Bethel Bees. He's long, but he's not very quick, and that could end up hurting them eventually.
Very nearly a turnover, but he's able to tap it over to his teammate Hamlin. Ryan Rose ends up with the ball. Back over to Hamlin. Van Haren being guarded underneath by Robinson. Rose, right around 15 feet, spin move, has it partially deflected by Sparks. Bethel comes back with the ball though, drive in the paint, and a nice deflection that time by Barker. Bethel again somehow comes up with the ball. They're getting the opportunities. They just have to start taking advantage of them. And that looks like the beginning of one right there. Jacob Evans finds his first points of the night with that 3-pointer.
Ooh. They didn't need that shooting foul. They better hope both of these are missed by number 33, Charles Swain, senior out of North College Hill. Here's the replay. The ball was just all over the place here, Glenn. And they finally settled. He was confident enough. Pulled it, nothing but nylon.
Van Herrick whistled for his second foul. Charles Swain at the free throw line. First shot on the way. In and out, no good. 37-31. Deficit down to 6. 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Second free throw on the way for Swain. Tyler Anderson will check back into the game for the Trojans. He'll take the place of Charles Swain. So Bethel slowly starting to chip away, finding some things that'll work. Van Haren's not been as active in this half as he was in the first. So we're 6 minutes into this third quarter. They utilize his height to get that ball over the timeline, and that's going to be a travel called on Kendall James. Disappointing turnover for the Bethel Bees. North College Hill will get it on the side, just in front of the media contingent that's gathered here in the Cincinnati and Dayton markets across from our broadcast position here at the scores table. Boy, way too easy that time for Tyler Anderson. There was no traffic in the lane at all. An easy bucket. He has 7.
Van Haren's got to slide over, and you can't be chasing him. And with the height disadvantage from Anderson to Van Haren is just insane, and there's no reason for that to happen ever again. Van Haren's got to get over and stop that.
Boy, North College Hill getting a lot of hands on Van Haren, though. Playing very physical with him. Tries the spin move and is stripped underneath by Robinson. Bethel comes up with it, and a foul's called underneath the basket. Bethel will get a chance to go to the free throw line. So Tyree Robinson picks up his first foul. It's the team's second. Kendall James will go to the free throw line for the Bethel Bees. 40-31. Shot will not fall. No substitutions at the scorers table. Home free throws for a reason, right?
Yeah. You got to make them.
Nice shot of Kendall James. Second shot falls through. 8 points in the game. Approaching the 120 mark in the third quarter, this district final. Nice little move. Van Haren able to deny Anderson. James quickly down, passes it off to Rose. Rose from the left side. Shot won't go. Rose tries to get his own rebound. There's a struggle for control. Rose will come up with it, and a jump ball is called before Bethel can call a timeout. Coach Kopp thought he had the timeout called, but Kevin Larson looked over and said a jump ball called before able to hear the timeout.
And you just saw that, the sixth block of the night from Van Haren on that last North College Hill possession. He could have a double-double by blocks and rebounds. He doesn't even need to score 10 points.
Charles Swain back into the game for the Trojans. Warner inbounds the ball. Anderson will bring it down. He crosses midcourt. Be guarded by Kendall James. Three-point percentage still amazing. 60% for North College Hill from beyond the arc. Just 17 for Bethel. Nice spin move to go behind the defense and getting the roll underneath. Caden Warner, he has 5 points in the game.
You got to have vision of both there, Glenn. Van Haren was just staring right at his man. He's got to see the ball and his man, so he knows to slide over and not let an easy layup like that happen.
Here's something we haven't seen a lot of. Bethel controlling the ball at the end of a quarter. Coach Kopp says, let's go, let's go. He's playing from a 10-point deficit. Can't hang on to the ball too long, especially against this tenacious Trojans defense. Rose is going to drive in. Sparks swats at it. But Rose gets the roll at the horn. At the end of 3, North College Hill 42, Bethel 34. 16-point quarter for the Trojans, a 17-point quarter for Bethel. So Bethel showing some signs of life heading into the final quarter.
And that's exactly what you want, Glenn. They started finding their groove there at the end of the third quarter. They're going to start with the ball at the beginning of the fourth. They have the ability to score, take it to the hoop and do whatever because they're starting to get hot. And North College Hill is not having an answer because Rose is lighting up, James is lighting up, and Van Haren's he's all over the court.
Well, Bethel scored 17 points in the third quarter. That was their halftime score.
Right.
So they found some things offensively that are working. North College Hill remains in control, though, thanks to the strength of that three-point percentage. Free throw percentage down to 67 now for the Trojans, 75% for the Bees, a 23-19 rebounding edge, which I think we can say Van Haren on, probably for Bethel. Assists, though, North College Hill with a sizable advantage, 11-4. Turnovers, just about even, 6 for the Trojans, 7 for the Bees. Here we go, 8 more minutes to decide who will advance on and live to see another game on Saturday. Winner of this game will play the winner of the Versailles-Madeira matchup. It will take place here at UD Arena tomorrow night. Off-balance shot, no good for Jacob Evans, rebounded underneath by the Trojans. Sparks controls things. He'll step back out beyond the three-point line to reset the offense. Fakes the handoff and drives in. It's going to draw a foul on Van Haren underneath, I believe. Indeed, it is on Van Haren, and that's his third foul. We'll send Sparks to the free throw line. He's made 1 free throw so far tonight. First shot for Sparks will not fall. That first shot's not been kind to him. Second shot upcoming. Gets a friendly roll. 6 points in the game for Sparks. 43-34, 7:30 to go in the final quarter. Rose to Evans, back over to Van Haren up top. They'll reset the offense with James. James being guarded closely by Anderson. Once he ventures through that three-point line, Anderson's going to be ready for him. They'll kick it back out to Rose. Rose takes a step, spin move. Shot will not go. Rebounded underneath by Charles Swain. North College Hill back down. Boy, he got away with a push off there. Did Barker.
There's another block.
Yeah,
And
Van
a foul.
Haren. Van Haren with a block on Robinson, but the follow is good. So Lorenzo Sparks adds 2 more. And the foul's called on Corey Hamlin. That's his 3rd in the game. So Hamlin with Van Haren, both the guys they count on for that presence in the paint with 3 fouls apiece. Sparks will go back to the free throw line, where I believe he's 2 of 4 on the night so far.
That was a great job by Lorenzo Sparks just to follow after the block and get the and one. This could be a huge possession here for North College Hill.
Short delay on the floor while Tyler Anderson fixes a flat tire on his shoe. Sparks' free throw will not go. Kendall James comes up with the ball for Bethel, brings it across. Passes over to Hamlin. Ends up with James, back over on the left side. Rose from straight up top from three-point land will not go. Rebounded underneath by Charles Swain, and as the ball fell right into his hands. Barker, give him 2 more. Darius Barker, 15 points in the game so far. Foul's going to be called on Tyler Anderson. It's his 2nd, team's 3rd of the half.
I think Alex Van Haren's approaching a triple-double. He's got 10 points, 10 rebounds. I think he's a block or 2 away from a triple-double, so we'll see if he gets more aggressive and tries to get after it with his team down.
It'll be very interesting to see those post-game stats. 13-point lead for the Trojans. James lobs it in to Van Haren. Van Haren gets away from the defense and able to get it to fall through. 47-36, lead down to 11.
Need a stop here by the Bees. That was great action by Van Haren on offense, calling for the ball, being the aggressor, and finishing. Now he needs to step up on defense and not let any easy buckets through.
Trojans doing a great job of playing keep away out on the perimeter. Bethel's not coming out to be aggressive just yet, but a nice tap away there, I believe, by Rose. Gets it back over to Kendall James. Bethel will try to capitalize on the turnover. James is going to drive the paint, and he does. Nice layup for Kendall James. 10 points in the game as Bethel is going to take a full timeout. They trail by 9, 47-38, 5:29 remaining in the 4th. What's Coach Kopp talking about in this huddle, David?
He's talking about getting stops, Glenn. It's one possession at a time. You can't be looking ahead. You got to lock up on defense. No easy buckets. Van Haren's got to be active. He's got to box out. He's got to demand them. And then on the offensive side, he's got to demand the ball. They've got to move the ball like they were early in the first quarter between James and Rose and everyone out on the perimeter. If they move the ball well, they're going to get a Trojan out of position, and they can get an easy 3 or an easy drive and an and one. They don't need to start throwing up threes yet. There's still a lot of time left here in the game with 5:29 left here in the 4th. It's not panic mode time, but if the three's open, take it, but get your easy buckets first.
I believe that was the 2nd full timeout taken by Bethel. That will leave them with 2 30s and 1 full left in the game. For North College Hill, 3 fulls in a 30. 5:29 left to decide this one. Bethel's gotten close, but then North College Hill has found ways to pull away See if the same holds true here now after the Bethel timeout. Good crowd on hand here tonight at UD Arena. Lots of green across from us. Toward the top of your monitor, the North College Hill faithful are sitting behind us. Sparks in the lane off the glass. Pretty easy. 10 points now for Sparks.
When Van Haren's not in there, North College Hill is easily the better team, and here he comes to sub. He just needed a quick breather. That big body, he's a big force in the paint. Now the Bethel Bees need a bucket here.
Wide open three from the right side. Will not go for Evans. North College Hill comes up with the ball. Lots of contact, but no whistle. Sparks fires one up, and it falls through on a tip in. Lead back up to 13 now, just like that. It's going to be a push off or a defensive foul. It's going to be on Sparks. Yep. Lorenzo Sparks picks up his first foul of the game. Van Haren checks in for Corey Hamlin. 13-point deficit for Bethel, 4:32 remaining. Bethel with the ball after the Trojans foul. Pretty impressive performance thus far by North College Hill. Started off cold from three-point land, and then they started falling, and they've been able to drive up these big leads. It's a kick called defensively against North College Hill. He bet the ball in front of their own bench. Nick Schmidt set to handle the inbounding duties. He'll be guarded closely by Sparks.
The Bees have to do a better job of pass faking and shot faking. We saw that early in the first half, but they have to pass fake, get those players in the air and try to draw an and one or get a foul or something just to start shooting free throws, as they're even up at 4 fouls apiece.
Ryan Rose tried to drive in the lane. He is denied. Last touch by the Trojans, though. Bethel keeps the ball underneath their own basket. Easy feed into Van Haren. He dribbles once and drops it through easily. 14 points in the game for Van Haren.
Turnover there by the Trojans.
Yep. Tyree Robinson lost his handle on it. So Bethel gets a chance to cut away this 11-point deficit.
Lorenzo Sparks looked to be favoring that left hand, Glenn, before the ball was given to the Bethel Bees.
Evans fired up another three-pointer, Jacob Evans that is, and it just will not go. Just one three-pointer in the game for Evans tonight. North College Hill back on offense. Good ball movement. Feed inside to Sparks. Sparks back outside. Three-pointer. No foul will be called. Charles Swain was knocked to the ground. Sparks comes back with the ball. Gets by Van Haren. Kicks it out to Anderson. His shot won't go.
Over the back.
Yeah, foul called underneath. Kendall James. Kendall James' second foul in the game. Team's fifth.
That's just a silly foul there, Glenn. Kendall James he's not gonna out rebound anyone. He's not the tallest player on the court. You can't be trying to jump over players and get that.
Spin move and a jumper for Sparks. He's really turned it on in the second half. North College Hill is going to burn their second 30-second timeout of the game at the 3:28 mark with a 13-point lead. Checking back into the game for Bethel will be Corey Hamlin after the timeout. So Bethel keeps getting close. North College Hill finds ways to pull back away. What can they do to chip away and try to get this game a little bit closer?
They got to play lockdown defense, Glenn. It's got to be, they're going to have to start face guarding. The man-to-man's got to be tighter. They can't keep giving up easy buckets as we're seeing, like by Sparks or by Robinson cutting to the hoop or shooting an uncontested jumper. The Bees really need to be aggressive here on offense. Yet they're still 3:28. They're down 13. I don't think you need to fire up threes, but you need to attack hard. You can't settle for bad, deep threes. Shot fake, and you got to get great shots here. You can't take good ones. You got to get great ones.
North College Hill faithful smell blood in the water, so to speak. A big hand for the Trojans as they come back onto the court after the timeouts. There you see Ryan Rose being closely guarded. Turnover is forced. Tyler Anderson was in the right place at the right time. Trojans are going to work the ball around a little bit. And that'll be a foul on Jacob Evans, which I believe will be number 2 in the game on him. And indeed it is. 6 fouls in the half now for Bethel. 3:01 to go. Trojans up by 13. Lorenzo Sparks will inbound the ball just next to his team's bench, and Coach Miner, North College Hill alum and NKU alum. Great season over North College Hill in the Miami Valley Conference. Sparks underneath, shot fakes, swatted away by Van Haren, but Sparks able to come up with the ball. A little bit of a push off by Sparks. He's going to put up a floater just inside the 3-point line. That'll fall through. So boy, Sparks has had a great second half.
Glenn, he's played relentless on both sides of the ball. On offense, he won't stop playing. And there's another block call and a foul. Good call there on Van Haren, which will be his 4th foul.
Yep. Sparks had just 3 points at the break. He's got 13 in the second half. 16 points. My second grade math works correctly.
Can't let that happen, Glenn. That could be the difference maker in a game. And
Yep.
when you're shooting 14% from the 3-point line and 37% from the field as a total, it's just not clicking tonight. To be faithful over across the court from us, looked disappointed. And it just, North College Hill came firing on all cylinders, where I feel like Bethel was just not on their game tonight.
Well, you knew what you were getting out of Sparks coming into this game. He averaged 20 points a game. And once he got going, he's been tough to slow down. Great rebound by Barker. Able to work through the full court press. Nice pass over to Robinson. The shot will not go, and a foul's called underneath. Foul will be called on Darius Barker. It's his 2nd of the game, the team's 5th, so 2 more to give for the Trojans. Bees now at 7. Van Haren underneath gets swatted away by Sparks, so turnabout fair play. Van Haren thought he had an easy bucket, but all of a sudden Sparks found some hops and swapped that one away.
Sparks gave him a little stare down after that block, and when a guy has, we're pretty convinced he has a triple-double. I mean, you're going to stare him down if you block him, because, they've shut him down pretty well. He has 14 points, but I think he could easily have 20 to 30 if some of his shots would have fallen. And it's all around, like number 14 for Bethel. Number Corey Hamlin, he could have points. It's just none of it's clicking tonight, Glenn.
Kendall James with the turnover and down the court. He'll draw a foul underneath. Caden Warner had checked in for the Trojans prior to that offensive possession. So Tyree Robinson picks up foul number 2. Team now at 6th. James will inbound the ball underneath Bethel's own basket. Pass it way out to Rose. Rose tries to take a trip through the lane. That underhanded shot has worked a couple times for him tonight. It worked just fine there again. Warner able to get by James that time. A little bit of a trapping defense coming up. James tried to steal that one with momentum, go coast to coast, and his timing was just a little bit off. Now it's keep away time for North College Hill. We're under 1:15 to go in the final quarter. Barring a miracle, it looks like North College Hill will be advancing. Play the winner of the Versailles-Madeira game tomorrow night. It's being played here at UD Arena. Barker passed up a wide open 3 there to continue to burn clock for the Trojans. We're under a minute, we're under 55 seconds. Now the Bees have to foul. Jacob Evans will pick up foul number 3. And it will be 1-on-1 time. Substitution on the way for the Bees. Number 22, Ben Lawson, is going to make his first appearance in the game as Alex Van Haren will check out. Very distraught Alex Van Haren. He's had a heck of a game despite not being able to will his team to victory, and he's being consoled by Coach Kopp right in front of us here at the scorers table, but nothing to be ashamed of for the effort tonight by Van Haren, and he receives a very warm ovation from the Bethel crowd. Charles Swain hits another free throw. 2 points in the game for Swain. More substitutions on the way now as Coach Kopp begins to empty the bench. Michael Mutlu is going to check in along with Sean Russell. Going to take the place of Corey Hamlin. Number 14 comes out. We'll receive a nice hand by both crowds. Classy move by the North College Hill fans to applaud as well. Kendall James will come out of the game, shake hands with his coaches. Great careers coming to a close for these seniors coming out of the game for the Bethel Bees.
Yeah, it breaks your heart to see Van Haren down crying because he's probably feeling on the inside that he wishes he could have done more for the team. He could have played better. Whatever it is, it's a team sport. It's not, you can't, one person can't carry the team. Just Bethel, none of it was clicking tonight. Rose wasn't hot in the first half. Kendall James wasn't shooting very well, but Kendall James is just a junior. I expect to see Bethel back here next year as they bring back 5 or 6 seniors.
Jacob Evans is going to check out of the game along with Ryan Rose. At the free throw line, Caden Warner for the Trojans, 58-44, just under 42 seconds to go. First free throw is good for Warner. 6 points in the game now for Warner, trying to make it 7 on the back end of this 1-on-1, which he does. 60-44, under 40 seconds to go now. Jacob Ulmer brings the ball across the timeline for the Bees. Passes it over to Russell. Russell runs into traffic and is stripped. Barker down the floor. He's swatted at from behind. Bethel comes up with the ball. I think that was Russell. That'll get that block. Ball goes out of bounds though. Nick Schmidt checks back in for the Bees. Take the place of number 22, Ben Lawson. North College Hill, 17 seconds to burn. Barker will take his time getting across the timeline, which he does under the 10-second mark. Pass it over to Caden Warner, and that will do it. No final shot for the Trojans. Your final, North College Hill 60, the Bethel Bees 44. An 18-10 scoring advantage for North College Hill in that fourth quarter, David.
That seemed like the story of the game, Glenn. North College Hill was just clicking tonight. They were hitting on everything where Bethel was struggling, Glenn. Just all these guys, they weren't on tonight. North College Hill was. Or they flipped the switch in the second quarter, and after that, there was no looking back for the Trojans.
So the number 2 seed, the Bethel Bees, falls to the number 3 seed. The North College Hill Trojans, they will advance to play the winner of Versailles Madeira tomorrow night here at UD Arena. For our ICRC faithful, you know all about Versailles and Justin Arns, who we saw last year during Roger Bacon's run to Columbus over at Trent Arena. Justin Arns on his way to Ohio State next year. He maintained his commitment despite the coaching change. Still waiting for final stats here, but we'll give you what I have unofficially. 4 points. Kendall James, 10 points. Jacob Evans, 3 points. Alex Van Haren had a bunch. Ryan Rose finally came on in the second half. Lorenzo Sparks, far and away the leader for the North College Hill Trojans. Be sure to check the MVC website for updated statistics. For my partner David Olson, for our producer Jason Dudley, for our director Dean Lowry, and our crew, it's been up here at UD Arena since 2 o'clock this afternoon setting up. We appreciate you tuning in to this special edition of ICRC-TV Sports High School Hoops. So long, everyone.